All right, welcome back to Satisfactory. We are out of the tutorial and into the main game. Goal for today, I think, is just going to be getting through the phase 1 stuff. So getting access to base building, logistics, and field research. And if we have some time, we can maybe get into the tier 2 stuff as well. But I figured this is going to take me about an hour, give or take, depending on how much access to resources I have right now. Has been a couple of days since I've played. Should have access to biomass. Yes, I do. Okay. Let's grab these. I also would not mind getting like a power system in place of some sort. More specifically, a sort of, how do you say, biofuel generator. Sort of setup. Just so that power isn't too much of an issue here in the early game. If you don't know, they have updated the biomass burners, so they actually have inputs on them now, which was always my biggest gripe and one of the reasons you would typically see me rush out of phase 1 and just like I would just insta build all the parts for the space elevator and the smart plating that you need for it and immediately go for coal power. And it took a little bit longer than I think it would normally take long term, like as in it was probably easier for me to just go through things normally and build up my factory, and I had to spend more time going back and kind of catching up because of that. But the trade-off was that I didn't have to go run off and fill up biomass burners every half an hour, which was like kind of a pretty big pet peeve for me. I don't want to have to run in and do that. But now the biomass burners have inputs for them, meaning you can dump everything in via conveyor belt, which makes it 1,000 times easier. So first thing I want to do is get enough material to build our foundations so I can make this look a little bit nicer. It's still going to take a little bit of time just because obviously we're not going to have access to everything right away, but that is okay. All right, after a little bit of manual labor, we have everything but the concrete that we need. Have 35 right now. I'm gonna go see how much is in our constructor. It's probably only about 20 or 30. But I will sit here and mine out some limestone and make this. Actually, I think what I'll do is we'll make handful of portable miners. One thing that I'm really so glad that they did in this update is your portable miners now stack. I don't know how many stacks of it you can have. But they do stack up now. How many you can have in a stack, I should say. But they do stack up now, and you can kind of just place them as you need. So now I can just have portable miners going and take as many with me as I need. So if I'm, mining out something that I need a lot of, this is, I get 100 limestone per minute from these 5 portable miners, which is a pretty significant upgrade from how it used to be, where it would actually take up 5 slots, and that wasn't really realistic in terms of actually getting materials. So I'm gonna go ahead and farm out the last of the concrete I need and get the base building upgrade, and I will meet you back once I'm done with that. All right, we've got our concrete. Let's go ahead and put that in, and we will send off the pod.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
That is true. Thank you for reminding me of that. Perfect. Okay. So I think between the two of these, probably want access to the MAM. Once the pod returns, we can go ahead and send this off. I'm gonna make some screws. All right, we have everything we need to go ahead and send this off now. Again, just me standing here at the crafting bench.
Milestone reached.
Clicking the button.
Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Perfect. So, wanted to get the MAM early on. It's always good to get your MAM going early. Not always fun to have to go back and research stuff that you don't want to be researching early on. So I will grab everything that I've picked up so far. We'll walk through the list here and see what we can get.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration. The metal has been named Caterium, after Fixit's greatest CEO Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity. If you are confident you already understand the new technologies you are about to use, by all means, learn the hard way. Not listening to instructions means you waive Fixit's responsibility for any accidents or misuse of these technologies.
That's funny. I was just gonna let them play out in order. I figured I could just research everything and then the audio would go one after the other. But because I did that, it you know what? If you're not gonna listen to me, you can go fuck yourself, and I'm here for that. So I will try to slow down on the MAM, I guess, because I do want to hear all the audio. The voice lines have been updated quite a bit, so.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
That is good to have unlocked early on. As always, probably one of the more important things, I would say.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
I didn't want to skip the dialogue by accident.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
That's it. Okay. We don't have access to the modular frames yet, but obviously the blade runners are going to be like priority number one for us.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
So we're going to want to find some quartz here very early on. The quicker we can find quartz, the faster we can build the blade runners, and the faster we build the blade runners, the easier our life gets. So we are not near any quartz, unfortunately, but I was expecting the first few things in phase 1 to take a little bit longer than it did, which I guess is a good thing that we're finishing it pretty quickly. We will set this to take in 30 per minute. Probably because I wasn't hitting enter. That's okay. Take that back out. Okay. So before I run off and start exploring, however, obviously we're going to finish the logistics milestone. We might already have everything we need for that, except for the whole things I forget the name of already. Iron rods. Put those in. Doing okay on power. I would like to have everything automated and being made automatically before we take off. Which means building a little starter base here. I will need the logistics milestone completed before I can do that. And even sooner then, I will need some power supply. Alright, we just need the wire now, which is being worked on. Just need a little bit more. While I wait for last few wire to get made, let's go grab this Mercer sphere that's over here.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
So now we have something unlocked in the MAM that we can research. So we have the SAM ore, the Somers loops, and the Mercer spheres. We'll go ahead and research the Mercer sphere one.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, B, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture, witness our windows. Have you come to defile our shrine? Sing the song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Interesting. So we have the dimensional depot uploader. If you did not watch the dev stream or the I don't know what you call it, the pre-release dev stuff, that is essentially like a secondary inventory that you'll have access to eventually. This is probably my favorite part of the update so far that I've seen, and it's not too unreasonable to get access to early on. I think the hardest part is just the SAM ore that you'll need to get there.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge.
So you'll need
split,
to
and
research
lift
the SAM
to
ore,
save space and
get
enhance
through
the productivity
these,
of your
and then that
factory.
will help you access the
It
SAM
encourages you to
fluctuators.
consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So we have everything in phase 1 completed. I said I was gonna do that for this episode, but that only took about a half an hour, and I would say about 30% of that was me just standing by the crafting bench. So we'll keep going. Let's build. What do we want to start with? I would like to get to obstacle clearing so I can start making solid biofuel, because once I can make solid biofuel, I can make a little chicken and set it up properly. So let's make the things that we need to be able to do that, I think.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fixit Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated, fun.
All right, now that we have access to the chainsaw, I think we can make a little power supply. So I'm going to steal this, make some biofuel, and we're gonna go grab some resources so that we can build a little generator area. All right, after a bit of deforestation, I was able to grab some leaves and some wood, and I found a couple of Mercer spheres while I was out. I don't think we can do anything with them just yet. We're gonna need access to this other stuff, so we will toss them in here for now. I also found some Caterium. Should be able to do this.
Research completed. Caterium ingot recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
And with that, I can also research the DNA capsule.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Now, we should be able to build a small power supply here. So the way I'm going to do it is we'll take the biomass burners. We'll go get some wire. Okay, so like I was saying, we'll go need some more iron rods as well, actually. Of course. The enjoyment of the early game. Also realized that I had one of these.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
So there's kind of two ways we could do this. One way would be to build straight across like this and put the burners on each side. And have everything set up over here so that it can make the biomass and feed it directly. Issue with that is that the burners on the ends are going to get less of the fuel, meaning that my capacity may be a little bit more limited. Alternatively, we build it with a manifold system, and everything splits off somewhat evenly, but it'll be a lot harder to add to later on. But I think that that is the correct way to do it. So in order to do that, I'm gonna build 4 for now, I think. They do 30, they have 30 power a piece, so we'll have 120 megawatts to work with. Actually, we'll do 6 because that'll make even manifold splits. Need a little bit more wire. Okay. Now, we'll put a splitter here. Yeah, like right here seems good. And then just this is probably the best change that they have added to the game out of all of them. I'll probably say that about a lot of things, but nothing has made me feel better than them making it do that. It's just so nice. Okay. Did I make that even? I did not. It is a little buggy, I've noticed sometimes, but if you set up properly, it won't be an issue. And then we'll have another splitter about here. so. Everything will be distributed evenly. Put a power pole here. Connect these 3 to it. Put a power pole here. Connect these 3 to it. Then we'll put a power pole here. Connect both of these to this one. Now, all we need is a couple of constructors. We'll say one. Oh, put this. We'll say one here. Right about there, I think. Looks good. This will be making our solid biofuel. Then one right next to it. That's okay. We are about to fix this issue right now. One right next to it. Have it go directly in. Yeah, so this is like one thing you can't do with the straight belts. You have to do the normal belts. Not a big deal, but... and we'll just have to keep an eye on this, but you'll have to switch it back and forth between leaves and wood. Get a few iron rods. But we can do this for right now. And look, that here. I'll have to go make these manually really quick. Okay, so I just need storage container here at the end. Hook this up, but first I'll put everything in. I want to make sure the wood goes in first, and then I'll have to come back and change it to go for the leaves. Okay. And this will be what I use to connect this to the rest of the grid. Go like that, and this should do perfect. We will lower this to do we can only push through 60 a minute, so we'll set it to 50%. I'm fine with this pumping, I think, but 60 a minute. I guess it is a pretty significant power save if we leave it like that until we have the tier 2 belts, and our manifold is running as intended. This gives us, once all of these turn on, 190 megawatts, 220 megawatts of power, it looks like, which is wonderful. That is plenty of power. And our first sort of factory of the game, if you will. With this being built, let's go ahead and tear all of this down. We can leave the miners up for right now. I don't know why I took that one down, even though I said I was keeping them up. This is hooked up to one of the generators, but that's fine. And let's build. I don't really care to run these ones. I do lose small amount of capacity. I think these ones run slightly more efficiently, like they use less fuel, but they give you less power as well. So I don't really care to run them. But let's build a little iron factory here. We'll build it up this way, I think. Like that, I think, should be okay. We'll end up moving the hub anyway, so I don't really care that it's overlapping a bit. Alright, this is where we're going to start producing iron. So I think we have 2 normal nodes currently. A little bit more. Easier to set the belts up. Yeah. This must be an impure. Okay, so we have an impure node and a normal node, I think. No, 2 impure nodes. Okay. So that just means 2 smelters for each one. For right now. I built this a little bigger than I think I needed to, but that is okay. That's build to the bottom of the ramp, then to the top. That. Go. Hook these up to the power. Perfect. We'll get the smelters hooked up to the power. And we'll be producing 30 ingots per minute. I'll just go ahead and dump the ore that I have on me so they can get a little head start. Come down line a bit here. We'll put do a little bit of math in my head here. So the iron plates, it's 30 ingots a minute. Iron rods, it's 15. So I can just do 1 constructor, 1 smelter. So and connect those guys. Set another power pole up right here. This will make iron plates. Put a storage container down here on the end. Then for this one, it'd be a little easier if I separated it a bit, but I'm not too worried about how it looks right this second. I have wire on me, I do. Okay, and for the second constructors, let's actually just move this around a little bit. I'm gonna move the smelter over slightly. Don't ask me why the belt's crooked, I don't know. And then we'll put a couple of constructors out here. Before I do that, I'm going to put the splitter down. But I know where I want to line everything up, I think. Put one here, and here. Straight belts, like that. These can both make iron rods. We'll need a power, of course. Then this one can go into storage container. And this one can feed into a second constructor. And make screws. It's going to use 10 per minute. This will be going and making 15. We could overclock this to make the screws a little bit faster. Why not, right? Not too much more power. Stick a little extension on the foundation here. Barely not enough concrete. If I turn it this way, it's not going to look pretty, but it'll have to work for right now. Alright, there we go. So we have iron plates, iron rods, and screws now being made for us. And thank goodness. Whoops. That is a huge weight off of my shoulders now. I should be able to much more quickly start building things. And how are we looking on power with that? We still have a ton of capacity left over. I'm going to assume that all of the wood is used up. I was incorrect in my assumption. I guess it kind of makes sense because we're only using 12 a minute. No worries on that. See how filled up the generators are. They're about 50 a piece. I'm going to take half of this just for my chainsaw. And now, that may just be a good end to the episode. I mean, we finished all of not phase 1, but tier 1 on the unlocks. We built a sort of pseudo factory, if you will. We've got our iron rods, our screws, and our iron plates being automated, and we've got a nice little power system over there. Good to go. So, thank you so much for watching. It's very much appreciated, and I will catch you in the next one.